Speaking of Republicans, the presumptive nominee, Donald Trump, has had a rough ride of it when it comes to women voters. Some say a group that could decide the 2016 election. While Republican women have warmed up a little bit to Trump, he will need to do better, no doubt, in the general election than Mitt Romney did 4 years ago. So how can he do it? Here to weigh in, our Republican panel, Fox News political analyst and Republican strategist Angela McClowan, as well as Republican strategist and former communications aide for the McCain-Palin presidential campaign, Boris Epstein. Thank you both for staying with us.
Absolutely. Pleasure.
All right, so let's talk about the women, the woman vote. Women voters make up 52% of the total electorate. We were just talking about what happened with Romney, and in 2012, Obama got 55% of the vote, the women vote, and Romney got 44%. So Trump needs to do better than that. Boris, I'll start with you this time. How can he do that?
Well, first of all, he's going to do so well with men that he will have less of a deficit to make up than Romney needed. Romney obviously didn't get it done. So let's start there. Let's put that to the side. Now, as far as the women goes, it's a dogged concentration on the issues for Trump that'll be the key. And now we cannot look at the United States as a whole, right? With the Electoral College, you'll have to look at the states. So then you're going after women in which states? Florida, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. And what's the key in those states? What's the key? It's the economy. Yeah. So as you're looking at it, you have to concentrate on the economy and talk about bringing down the corporate tax rate to 15%, simplifying the tax rate across the board, only 4 tax rates that Trump is proposing. And he's going to do that, and that message is going to resonate unquestionably.
The economy.
It's the economy, but it's more than that. I go back to my book, Bamboozle. I did a chapter on what do women really want. And again, we're not monolithic. And if Trump can get out there and talk about national security, because if we don't protect our homeland, we're not going to have anything. Education, health care, those are the things, I mean, Heather, you can weigh in, that we care about, the same things that men care about.
And that's the thing. It's almost, you know, we in politics still are talking a language that's a bit outdated, right? We say men and women. We say, you know, we say less educated, more educated.
Black, white.
Black, white, you know, but you really can't do that anymore because people are voting in patterns that are different from that. It's not the same divisions from the 60s or 70s.
And definitely this election is not following any sort of pattern.
And it's not only the women vote, it's the minority vote as a whole. I attended the Rainbow Push Coalition and got to talk to some minority business leaders, and they're supporting Sanders. I mean, and the Clintons are close to the Jacksons. Well, I mean, for now, but some people might just stay at home and not vote at all.
That is what Hillary Clinton has to worry about. And let's talk about some of that. The pro-Hillary super PACs, not Bernie Sanders, which they still have to spend money on, you know, fighting Bernie Sanders in the primaries, but they're also coming out swinging against Trump. And this is the first general election ad. Listen to this one.
You know, you could see there was blood coming out of her eyes, blood coming out of her wherever. Does she have a good body? No. Does she have a fat ass? Absolutely.
You like girls that are 5'1", they come up to you know where.
If Ivanka weren't my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her.
I view a person who's flat-chested is very hard to be a 10.
And you can tell them to go themselves.
Does Donald Trump really speak for you? Priorities USA Action is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Right, using his own words against him. Angela, a successful ad?
Well, negative campaigning always works, but this is what liberals do. When they don't win the narrative, they go below the belt. And I am hopeful that women will not see that because, look, we've all been caught off the record, okay, saying certain things, but is it what Donald Trump will do? Not what he says, what will he do?
My favorite was that grandma at the end that said we could all go bleep themselves. How do you know? How do you know what that was about? How is that even geared toward women?
What do you think will happen in the general election? I mean, with Clinton, Trump. I mean, how ugly do you think it will get?
It's going to get ugly, but ads like that already been proven not to work. This was a remake of an ad that the Never Trump people put out months ago. It went absolutely nowhere. Trump's obviously speeding to the nomination. It's not going to work.
But
now it's going to be ugly in the election.
Campaigns work because in the black community, in certain elections you had on radio stations, a vote for a Republican is a vote for the KKK. I'm hopeful that we're past the divisive politics and we get down to the issue.
I think we are.
Interesting that you're both saying the complete opposite. You say the negative ads do not work, and you say that they do.
I think they don't work against Trump. I think they work in general. I think Trump is such a different candidate. He's been proven to be tough on against them.
He has gone against the grain and gone against you know, the natural way of politics that we know.
Now, what's something important to remember, if you look at the states, right? So
Quickly, though, 'cause we have to wrap
Sanders
up.
just won Oregon. He won Michigan. He's doing well in Kentucky with those voters, the cold voters. So that's all the voters, again, that are Michigan and Ohio, Pennsylvania. So all of those voters, once Hillary probably is the nominee, they'll likely swing to Trump, and that'll do very well
Well,
for
we
him.
do know West Virginia, what, 44%
Right.
of Sanders voters said if he's not their candidate, they will vote Trump.
Right.
See what happens.
Okay.
Thank you both for joining us.
Thanks so much.
Appreciate it.